1,000 chance to win a 2024 brand new Sportage EX. But imagine if you spend 1,000 and get 10. Actually, if you're a Founders Pass member, 900. Well, no, then you get 11. You buy 11 for $1,000. That would give you a 10 in 1,000 chance of driving away in our car on July the 2nd. If you're watching on YouTube, listening on TuneIn, or on 1010 XKG The King, you are all eligible to play the Golden True Ticket Sweepstakes game and listen for the soundbite of the day, which we played earlier. Be caller number 3 today, caller number 3, and you'll win the Golden True Ticket of the day. But you don't have to wait. And you can also pay a ticket forward to a great entity like the St. Benedict Center. Go to crusadechannel.com/golden. Great odds to win, and you're benefiting the Crusade Radio Guild and the Crusade Radio Network. So, strike a blow against the Malachian Satanic Media, MSM, and fund the Crusade Channel. It's our annual fundraiser in the Golden True Ticket Sweepstakes. You know, I mentioned this piece here. We haven't played any, the Myth of Mass Democracy by Dr. Scott A. Boykin at LouRockwell.com. We haven't played any of the Trump clips from yesterday. Now, we broadcast this on the Crusade channel. This is usual stuff here for Trump. You know what? I'm not going to play that. Here, we will play it, but I want you to play Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla first. My daughter number 2 lives in Boston. So I talked to her the other day, last weekend. Her and boyfriend number 2 went to a Red Sox game, and they were looking forward to watching the Celtics play in the NBA championships. And they don't ever go. You can't get a ticket into the game. It's thousands of dollars. But in any event, I'm not following it. But it's the Celtics and the Dallas Mavericks, isn't it? Pretty sure that's what it is. And I might start watching the NBA again because of Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla. Check this out.
A non-basketball question. Did you get a chance to meet with the royal family? And if not, how was it like having them there in the building?
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph?
The Prince and Princess of Wales.
Oh, no, I did not. I'm only familiar with one royal family. I don't know too much about that one.
Dude! I want to hug the guy. I want to go like, I'm a Celtics fan. I love the Holy Family, too. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Just the way he looked at him like, Joseph? Jesus, Mary, and Joseph? and he's looking at her like, you don't know what I'm talking about, do you? And she goes, no, like, no, and stuff. No, I meant like the real, like, royal family. And he goes, that's the only real royal family I know of. I'm going to go Joe Mazzulla. All right, here's Trump in Las Vegas yesterday. We'll start with digital media file number 8. Look, Biden's lost it. He's lost. We're going to make prison so great. It's going to be so, the justice system is going to be so great with this corrupted, conflicted judge. Corrupted. But Biden, he can't even put sentences together. Doesn't know who he is most days here. Now, this is true. Unfortunately, it is sadly correct.
Remember when Joe said it's great to be in Idaho and he was in Iowa? He always does that. If I ever did that, it would be over. They'd say that's the end of his political career. He's cognitively impaired. No. You know, I had a second test. I aced it. I aced both of them. Not easy to ace. Biden should have a cognitive test, number one. They say it's unconstitutional. That's a good excuse. He should have a cognitive test, and before the debate in 2 weeks, he should take a drug test, because I'm willing to take one.
Whoa. So now, I'm willing to take one. He should take a drug test. It's unconstitutional, they say. But no one is saying that it's a matter of it's a condition for office. It's just something people want to know. Is this guy, can he actually put sentences together? Kind of important in statecraft, isn't it? going to take the cognitive test. It doesn't have anything to do with whether or not he is qualified to be president, constitutionally speaking. Look at the next one. This is another one on the fundraising. I told you about this earlier today, about the staggering number here. This number is just shocking to me, especially when it totals up to $141 million.
And what they've done is they've weaponized the Department of Justice. The only thing they didn't understand is that we just had the largest fundraising effort in a period of 1 week than anybody has ever had. Did you know that, Marjorie? We took in hundreds of millions of dollars, and much of it was small money donors, what's called a small average $71.
That's
hundreds
incredible.
Hundreds of thousands of people contributed that they wouldn't have except for the court case. And our poll numbers are higher now than they were before because the people are watching and they know a fake deal. And this guy can't get elected without it. He can't get elected. He's incompetent. He's an incompetent person. But I never treated him this way.
He's right. He never treated him.
Now, there's so many things that are incredible about that. I say incredible, relatively speaking. Trump's old. I mean, he's not as old as Biden, but he's old. He was, what, 77? Does he sound like he's 77? Does he sound like he has any cognitive issues there? You know, the teleprompter shields are up there on either side, so he did have a script. Most of the time he goes off the script, but he can do that, and he can stand on his feet for seemingly hours on end. Biden gets a lid put on him after 20 minutes. You know, they kept that D-Day speech short. They didn't want him up there. Me and Carter, the Trump MAGA Nazis threw grenades at the Army Rangers. Wrong speech, Mr. President. $71 a piece. They raised, he didn't give you the total. I'll give it to you. It's $141 million in the month of May, record for any candidate of any party in any year of fundraising. Now, if you have that kind of financial support from the average American Sherson out there, what does that tell you about what the average American Sherson is going through? Let me shed some light on this, okay? Because I've been doing this for 33 years, so I know a little bit about this. Here's what's going on. People like me. As a matter of fact, there's a wonderful piece today at amgreatness.com. It is written by David Sachs. Why I'm backing Donald Trump. As many press accounts have reported, I'm hosting a fundraising event for President Trump at my home in San Francisco. Dude, you got Trump basically campaigning in California. That's enemy territory. Over the last couple of years, I've hosted events for candidates like Ron DeSantis, Vivek Ramaswamy, Magaswamy, RFK Jr., as well as several congressional figures. I give to many but endorse few. But today I'm giving my endorsement to Trump to be our 47th president. My reasons rest on four main issues. And I'm just going to give you the issues. He says the economy, foreign policy, Ukraine war, the border, and then lawfare. And then he conclusion, the A-B test. The voters have experienced 4 years of Trump and 4 years of Biden. In tech, we call this an A-B test. With respect to economic policy, foreign policy, border policy, and legal fairness, Trump performed better. He is a president who deserves a second term, and Biden doesn't. It's as simple as that. That's me saying Biden doesn't. Biden is campaigning on a future that doesn't have a future. Kill babies, turn children that are males into females and females into males. Confuse, war, pad, my enlightened or entitled clients are entitled to $7 trillion a year now. It all comes down to this. Who's directing traffic at the all-you-can-eat buffet in Mordor? That's what it all comes down to. For my money, and I have people that have told me, you don't think that Trump is that, you think that I used to be for Trump. I think yeah. For the problems that are issues today, for the sheer size, scope, and magnitude of them, the only person that I think, that's just me, that I think that can possibly tackle some of this, it's too large for one person, by the way, but some of this, and may do less damage. Yes, this is a less damage than the alternative vote, is Trump. And that's the extent of it. He's not a savior, already have one. Coach Missoula mentioned him. Not looking for a savior, already have one. So do most of you. Here's what I need. I need someone to deal with problems that have been made. Look, some of these are little things that have been now blown into catastrophes. People may have missed this in the first segment of the program. Play the Tucker Carlson, Digital Media File number 13 again. I think this is worthy of hearing because I think that this is correct. And I also think that we are in a 1776 scenario. We might even say we're at the same time, June the 10th, 1776, June 10, 2024. The only difference is we don't have a leader or leaders that have the stones to actually say, look, all you have to do is threaten the beast. You look at what the beast does when it's threatened. It goes after people. They can't come after all of us. We might mix some Hunger Games into this in just a minute. Here's Tucker. This is something I think everyone should be aware of. Be talking about, if you know a state legislator, state senator, if you're lucky enough to know your governor, you should tell him, what do you plan to do in this state about this?
The story of history is the story of invasions. One group of people moving into someone else's land and taking it. One nation ends, another begins. Invasions drive history. Few Americans understand this is happening to them right now. The United States of America is being invaded.
For the love of God, this is a damn invasion. Who is allowing this?
They invaded our privacy.
I think it's an invasion of the country.
In other words, it's ending. The country you grew up in no longer exists. Soon it will be unrecognizable. No one is fighting back. Few are even acknowledging it. And the people who lead us are letting it happen. Why are our leaders letting this happen? Well, to destroy the country and to change the demographics. Who lives here determines what the country's like. This country is changing faster than you may understand. Americans are being replaced. That's not a conspiracy theory, it's a fact. In August of 2023, illegal immigration outpaced American births, a brand new population. Last year alone, over 3 million people came here illegally just over our southern border. The media won't tell you it's happening, but if you look around, you can see it, and you can see it most clearly in our cities, which are collapsing. We elect people to protect us. That's what politicians are paid to do. But they've done the opposite. They've sold us out, and they've crushed what our ancestors built. Take a look at our cities. They're hellish, and immigration is the reason. The city of Chicago was in tough shape even before Joe Biden opened the border. Now, parts of it are basically uninhabitable.
Well, and they're going to remain uninhabitable unless new sheriffs ride into town and do something about it. Now, to me, the operative question here is what is going to be done in the states? This all comes down now, for me, to the Louisiana legislature, the Louisiana Senate, and the office of governor. I think states should move, and I will ask my state representative to place a bill. Actually, we had something similar to this, so I think that they have some action on this already. You live in Louisiana, call your state rep up and tell them you want a bill. Call Danny McCormick up in Shreveport. He'll get it done. Tell them you want a bill in Louisiana to make it illegal to hire illegal alien criminal trespassers. Make it a felony. Make it okay, the first offense, if you are found guilty of, we will fine you $5,000. Make it so that you can't do it. Make it so that only certain people are going to take the risk. Make it so prohibitive that people go, are you nuts? No, dude. Now, look, under other circumstances, I don't have an issue. I really don't. With truly migrant workers, if indeed that's what they are, that come for a certain season, say, and do jobs that Americans don't want to do. Okay, we can't find Utes out there to do it, fine. I think that that's a problem that we ought to deal with without immigrating. But if you genuinely can't do it, okay, fine. I can see the need. I can see the need being filled. You don't have a state that has a name and that has a flag and has a motto and has a flower and has a song if you don't have people that love it. Those people are not coming here to love my Louisiana. They're not coming here to love your Texas. They're not coming here to love your Ohio or to love your Virginia. They're coming here because they have been paid to do so, and I don't know why. I don't know what they're up to. But I know it's not to love my beloved Louisiana, so get out. You are not welcome. This idea that we got to welcome it, no, we don't have to do nothing of the sort. Are you here to love Louisiana? Are you here to raise a family? Are you here to become a Cajun? Are you here to be, well, you can't become a Cajun. Are you here to become a fake Cajun? Are you here to become an American? Are you here to become a Louisianan? That's all I care about in my state. Are you here to become a good citizen of my state? And if you're not, get out. This will stem the tide. People don't like going where they're not wanted. They don't like living in places where they're hunted down and they're hated. You'll say we should hate. Dude, if that is an invading army, hate's a strong word. You rarely use hate. Dislike, disapprove of. I don't have to, for me to sleep at night, I do not need to know that there are people that don't look like me, don't act like me, don't know the same things about my culture and my state that I know. And quite frankly, I don't know why they're here. I don't need to sleep good at night knowing that, well, we have to let some of them in, poor little babies. No, go fix your own damn country. Go fix your own damn culture. And by the way, you keep electing leftards like the shine bomb woman in Mexico. You get what you deserve. You're going to get it. Democratically elected socialists never work for people. They all talk this flowery game. We're going to take it from all these people. I'm going to give it to you. We're going to redistribute it. It never works out that way. And you know who gets killed? You know who dies in the process? The little guy. The people that are in the middle that have things, the middle class, moderately successful people, that's who they want to steal from. They did not come and they don't come to steal from the wealthy because the wealthy invited them in. They came to rig the game against the little guy. And that's what's going to happen in Mexico. Now, I don't know that there's any way to prevent this. And by the way, Mexico used to be what? It used to be Catholic. It used to be Christian. It was a Christian nation. There were tens of millions of good neighbors to the south of our border. And then, of course, the socialists come in, and the rest, as they say, is history. So what Tucker's talking about here, about this invasion force, look at what has happened in France. Just here, this is the headline from Celia Farber. France rises up against Macron. Le Pen poised for landslide win. Macron dissolves parliament. You dissolve parliament because you're going to lose. He's going to lose. As anti-globalist rage sweeps Europe, Belgian prime minister resigns. Workers chant to Macron, resign. And as I said in French, vive la liberté de la personne du français. Long live the freedom of the French people. The Ancien regime, the eldest daughter of the church. She's been dormant for, 1792 today? 210 and 24, 234 years. About time. It's about time we had a change there. And then Celia says, this is Ryan Cunningham on Twitter. Report states several fire brigades have joined the French protesters in favor of the abolition of the pension reform, and they are calling for the resignation of Macron. What is happening in France? Macron calls a snap legislative election after a heavy defeat in the EU Parliament elections. Marine Le Pen, far right, she's with the far right. Oh, she's Catholic. And she actually is. Now, I don't know that much about Marie Le Pen, but I will study a little bit more. I do know that the people that hate me hate her. And people that hate Trump hate me. See how that works. So I do know that she has the right enemies. Don't know that much else about her. It's not a blanket endorsement, but Macron is one of them. Macron. Dissolving parliament and new elections on June the 30th and July 7th reflect rising far-right influence and voter dissatisfaction. They love that term. They love it's the far right. Well, you know what? Maybe you far-left pinko commie suckbags have done such a splendid job of ruining everything. Maybe we need some far-right. Maybe what the time calls for is a little far-right.
Hello, Crusaders.